So how I became homeless, about 2 years ago in June, my ex-girlfriend and I got into a fight. She threw me out of the house and we were living together. So I ended up being homeless because I couldn't afford a rent. I was paying $750, half a mortgage, and now rents around here are $1,900 and up for a one bedroom. And they really require good credit, and they check your background. I mean, it's something that I haven't been able to like break through. So I started living in my center. I had a sound healing center in Bradley Beach. So I started living there part-time. They found out and they ended up evicting me. So January of last year, I ended up living out of my car. So for the longest time I was living out of my car, basically going to the Walmart parking lot, sleeping there overnight, and wherever else I could sleep overnight, I would. Then somebody, in August of last year, somebody stole my car and totaled it, and I didn't have full coverage, so then I didn't have another car. So I was looking for a place to live, and I didn't know where else to go. There's nowhere else around here you can pitch a tent where the police won't tell you that you have to leave. This is private property. So someone mentioned Steve to me, and Steve, Minister Steve from Lakewood, and so I gave him a call, and he said, yeah, there's a place right in Neptune, place right here. I didn't know this existed, really. Behind the shopping, and it's a tent city, so you can put your tent there and you can live there. So okay. So he gave me a tent, some other stuff, and I've been here since. See, what happened is that at first I was sleeping in the streets, then on park benches and wherever I could, and then living kind of out of my storage unit. But then it got too cold, and so then about November of last year, I decided to come here and pitch a tent, which I did. I knew some people here. I was doing a lot of my artwork in different places, including out here. This is my artwork. This is basically my light art. It consists of me finding stuff for really cheap, spinning it around with lights, and then hanging it. And however it hangs, it ends up hanging. And what you see here is like almost and especially at night with the lights, almost an interdimensional portal. You see this stuff coming alive. I see these entities and spirits coming through here. And what I'm trying to do as a shaman is trying to bring spiritual energy here to heal the area. Now, I've through COVID, 10 years ago, I got from a flu shot. I got the Guillain-Barré syndrome, so I can't get any kind of vaccines anymore. That's why I'm on disability, and I literally went through the whole COVID thing not getting sick. And I believe that's because I was making these portals, first in my backyard, which is one of the reasons my girlfriend threw me out of my house, and then eventually in the street. And then when I came here, the thing with the street, you end up finding a place to do it, and then somebody complained. The manager of the property comes back and says, you have to move the stuff, and if I don't move it, then the police come and tell me to move it forcibly. So that's what was happening to me at a few different places. When I found this place, I said, okay, great, I can pitch a tent. I wondered if I could do these. So I started doing these, and now it turned into a huge portal that every night comes alive for me. This is my artwork. I haven't been able to find a place to do this where they don't push me away and say, this is private property. You're not supposed to be doing this. And I have my beliefs that, private property itself is a little because this is a living organism. We're living on a living organism that's allowing us to live on her, right? So we should not cut her up and sell it to each other. The whole thing of making profits from this living organism that we live on, to me, is wrong. As an activist, that's one of the things I don't like, about the society. There's a lot of things I don't like about the society, including, me being here. Now being here, I've been documenting on my YouTube page what it is to be homeless. I mean, I'm on disability. I get a disability check once a month. That disability check that I get, because I worked 25 years in corporate America as a programmer, so I paid into it. I have the money. Thing of it is, once a month, it's not enough to live. The cost of living is so insane, especially in New Jersey, that an apartment is $1,900. Then you have to get car insurance. Then you have to get this, the phone, this, the internet. All this stuff adds up, and there's no way I could afford it. Here, I can afford it a little bit better because I don't have to pay rent. The only thing is that because I get that money, and then I can't take a shower, so I get a hotel room. I do some of the things like normal kind of food, eating food. That's a little more expensive than the 50% off at ShopRite thing. So that becomes great for 2 weeks, and then I run out of money, and then I spend 2 weeks completely broke trying to figure out how to make money. And that's what most of these people in here do. We wake up every morning thinking, how am I going to get money to be able to eat and do the things I need to do? Now, people do donate food, and we get some donations, but they come in the cans, and how much canned food could you really eat? So why am I? So that's the reason I'm here. Why am I still here? because I found no matter how, and now this is kind of like the Wild Wild West back here. People come in and and go into your tent and they go through your stuff. They steal what they can sell. There's the Wild Wild West kind of element here where you're kind of like on your own. Some people are couples, and the couples have to protect each other more. Some people are in groups. When you're by yourself, you're kind of like a target, which is I got robbed once, my wallet stolen, my jaw broken. These are the bad things about this place. The good things are that I can play music at any time of the night. Nobody bothers me. I've been able to record things, and using my Samsung phone, videos and do my light art and paint. And I've been able to do all these things that I really wasn't able to do. With my ex-girlfriend. I was living in a house with her. We were watching TV every night, going to sleep, and then I'd get up the next day and go to work, doing my sound healing, doing music, but still not the stuff that I really wanted to do as an activist. 10 years ago, I was in Occupy Wall Street. I spent 2 months in that park. I marched people around Wall Street, up to Times Square, over the Brooklyn Bridge with my drum. And that was very empowering. Spent 2 months there. Then they raided the park, right? And then we all got arrested, and then we were let go, and we had nowhere to go. I was living in Manhattan. A friend of mine let me, we were staying in Zuccotti Park in Manhattan. A friend of mine let me stay with him for a little bit. Now I got that flu shot in Zuccotti Park. There was a free medical tent. They were going on saying, "Oh, people are getting the flu here. So if you haven't gotten the flu, so if you haven't got a flu shot, please go get the flu shot." So I've never gotten a flu shot ever in my life. I never needed it, but I was kind of like worried. I didn't want, and people were sneezing around me. So, hey, let me go do it. I got it. 2 weeks later, I woke up. I couldn't walk. The next day, I couldn't walk again. They rushed me to the hospital. They did a whole series of tests. They said, "Nothing wrong with you. Do you get a flu shot?" I said, "Yeah, about 2 weeks ago." "Oh, you might have Guillain-Barré syndrome." They did a spinal tap, rushed me into ICU. I spent 5 days on the respiratory failure alert in ICU, and then 18 days in the hospital. Came out with double vision, body aches and pains. It took me about a year to kind of like get my mobility back. That's what I was going through. 10 years ago. That's why I never continued the activism that I did. Now, with the Guillain-Barré syndrome, I started doing sound healing work when I needed to be healed. I did that for 8 years, and about 2 years ago, I started getting my activist voice back. And that caused me to come out here because people don't like to hear me, They didn't like to hear me in Occupy Wall Street. They were, walk by and say, "Go home, get out of here, get a job," kind of thing. And I'm doing it here now because it's where I'm feeling I need to do it. Right now, there's a change happening in this society. It needs to change to something better. Right now, these homeless people over here, they're requiring stuff. You don't understand that social service doesn't help everybody. They only help a small fraction of the people that walk in there. Most social services people, their main job is to make people go away, not to come in. And help them. None of these people have any kind of maybe some of them get like, food stamps and maybe a small income once a month, but most of these people here don't have enough to survive over here. Asbury Park was a beautiful place, but in the last 10 years, I saw rents go from $900 for a one bedroom to $1,900. Gentrification is happening in Asbury Park. The poor are getting pushed out of Asbury Park, right? And people with money coming in, fixing up those homes and making them worth a lot of money. But those poor have to be pushed out. Sometimes 2-3 generations of people, that the family living there, pushed out to like Lakewood or Tuckerton or out west somewhere, anywhere but here. And that, to me, is wrong. So I'm here also protesting the fact that there's no affordable housing for a lot of people. There's 17, 18, maybe 20, 25 people back here that are homeless, and we don't have anywhere to go. And none of us want to leave Asbury Park or Neptune, this area. I'm from New York originally. I kind of like this area. I don't think I live anywhere else in New Jersey except for here. And that to me, because it's got this creative energy to it, that allows me to do a lot of this work. I've lived other places and it didn't have this energy. This is an energy vortex here. There is a lot of good creative energy here. A lot of good stuff came out of it. But at the same time, now they're trying to profit off of that and trying to entice people with money to come in there and make it like I live in New York. I saw that happen in New York all around Brooklyn, Queens, all around Manhattan, and slowly go out to the boroughs, pushing poor people out and making rents so much higher. So that's what's happening. And I'm going to stay here until they push me out. Because one thing about Occupy Wall Street, I was there for 2 months, and if they didn't come in and arrest us all and push us out of the park, I would have still been there. But then I got sick, and then I recovered. It took me 8 years to recover, and now I'm kind of back doing the things that I was doing. This is important to me. Activism is important to me. We need to speak out about things that are wrong about the society and change them. Don't just look for our politicians to change them. Don't just wait. Change them now. There's a lot of things wrong with the society. including what we do to Mother Earth. You know, the oil that we pull out of her body and stick in our gas tanks. All of that is wrong. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm both homeless, you know, and my situation is that I don't got anywhere to live. I'd go west or I'd go south. But I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here. It's not fair that they're pushing people out. But also, because I'm trying to document what it is to be homeless. You don't understand. People don't understand unless you're here. Anybody that doesn't understand what homeless is, come out here and be homeless for a while and you'll understand. It's not fun. It's not nice for these people. Every day we have to figure out how I'm going to be able to eat today. What am I going to do? Do I go into one of these stores and maybe steal something and then get caught and then, you know, get arrested? Is it worth it? But so so I'm here trying to document that, and at the same time I'm doing my artwork, my music. So I feel free in one sense, and the other sense I'm kind of like trapped in this place, you know, between here and ShopRite. Sometimes I don't have any money. I get up, go to ShopRite, go to the bathroom, maybe get something cheap to eat over there, and then come back here and spend the whole day here. So that's the thing that I'm trying to do, though. I'm trying to make people understand, especially people that I know on Facebook, people that I've known, people that drumming was, that look. I understand you want to help me, but you want to help me to go back into this system that I don't really believe in anymore. You know, I worked for 25 years in corporate America. I see how lives were destroyed, you know, through outsourcing and getting laid off, and while upper management just made so much money. I don't believe corporate America and this corporate system that we have, this monetary system we have, is good for this country. I believe tribal existence, where we share everything equally. We work together to make the one good product, and then we all share it equally for nothing, for free. That's what we should be doing, not profiting and competing with each other, which is what the society is teaching us to do.